Meteorologist Dirk Verdoorn. Dirk, what is the timing of the storm heading to Southern California?
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the timing of this storm. And again, the winds, there's some winds, and its biggest impact is going to be in Baja California. But as it approaches Southern California, those winds die down, and it's just the rain. We're going to be seeing a lot of this rain. We're already seeing some of that rain in Southern California. But as we go through the night tonight, no big changes as we make our way through tonight, staying at Category 2 with 100-mile-an-hour winds. But that's going to decrease as it continues to work its way towards the northern portion here of the Baja Peninsula. And at this point, as we get into Sunday, this is Sunday afternoon, about noontime, we're looking at it making landfall at 70-mile-per-hour winds. So below hurricane strength, tropical storm strength still, but again, just a tremendous amount of rain. And as the center of this storm works its way across Southern California, that's when the rain amounts are really going to start taking off. We are going to see that impact through Southern California. Here's Monday, about 12 a.m., so that's midnight as we go, or through the morning hours there early and into the conditions that are going to be very wet. So here's a look at Futurecast and what we can expect through Southern California through tonight. Here we go into tomorrow morning early, 4:30 a.m. Sunday. You can see that rain starting to pick up into Los Angeles County, also through much of the deserts of Southern California. As we continue through Sunday and afternoon time, this is when the center of the storm is expected to make its way from San Diego towards Los Angeles, and this is where we're going to see some of the heaviest amounts of rain. And so we're looking at a lot of rain in a fairly short period of time. That's why we have the great concerns of flooding, especially if you're located in the mountains or at the base of the mountains, is where we're going to see the greatest effect of that rain. That will continue through Sunday evening, and here we are 11:30 p.m. The rain starts to subside, and all this starts to shift more towards Northern California. We'll still see a few showers here and there, but for the most part, the heaviest rain is going to be coming through Sunday night, and again on into Monday morning. We'll see that. So as far as the rainfall amounts, again, the greatest amounts more towards Southern California. Brittany?
And Dirk, what could we see here in Northern California? I know the impacts will be different in the valley as opposed to the Sierra, right?
Yeah, well, the big difference is, again, the amounts of rain. And we're going to see the center of the storm work its way through Southern California, and then the core of it's going to stay on the eastern slope of the Sierra and out into the Great Basin. And this is where we can expect to see 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, and that's going to be in the lower elevations. You get into the upper elevation, you get into the mountain ranges, we could see anywhere from 2 to over 4 inches of rainfall. So that's a lot of water coming down. That water, again, it gets funneled as it makes its way down the mountain and into the lower elevations, into the valleys, in through the Great Basin and on the eastern slope of the Sierra. Now, as you make your way toward the western slope of the Sierra, we'll see much less. We're looking at 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of rain. It looks like from to the north of Tahoe all the way down past Fresno. Again, on the west slope of the Sierra, we'll see that, but even in some valley spots as you make your way south of Tuolumne County and on into Stanislaus counties, those areas are where we're going to see the greater amounts of precipitation, measurable precipitation. But above that, we may see up to 1/10 of an inch of rain in areas like Sacramento or a little bit farther north on towards Marysville and Yuba City. Could see some measurable rainfall from this system, but nothing like what they're going to experience in Southern California.
Dirk, thank you so much for tracking all of that from SoCal and NorCal. We are continuing to follow this storm as it makes its way up our state. Sign up for breaking news alerts and track the potential rain we could get here in Northern California.